Hey everybody, welcome back. We are gonna do a little DIY stone wash on this beautiful Benchmade 940 fat carbon. Ooh, the freeze. We're gonna take this S90V blade and we're gonna do a little home DIY stone washing to it. The S90V. Now, some of the things you have to do, obviously you wanna get the blade out of the knife. So we're gonna take our T10 Torx bit. We're gonna take that awesome pivot right out of there. And of course, we'll use our pivot alignment tool from Flytanium today. Pivots out, knife is still together. Now, then you take your tool out because we are going to go all bladeless. Beautiful scales, liners are still in there. We'll set that off to the side. We'll put our tool off to the side. You can see your washers, phosphor bronze, are still attached. We're gonna need to clean those. So we have some alcohol prep pads we'll clean those with. We wanna clean the blade as well. We also wanna take off that beautiful blue thumb stud. So that's a T6. We're gonna see if we can do it with just one. Best things on camera all the time. Now, if you don't feel comfortable, please tape your blade. Safety first. I'm gonna go cutting edge down. And we're gonna see if we can get this undone. Be careful because it is aluminum and you don't want those to strip out. Looks like we got it, no problem. When we reinstall, we'll use two and we'll put some Loctite on there. So that'll be great, it won't go anywhere. So you wanna protect this area, obviously where the pivot is, some of the stuff when you're looking at some of these polished areas so your blade will run smoothly. So don't tell Mrs. Zach, but we found some blue Holo Taco nail polish. So we're gonna put that on there and hope for the best. So let's go ahead, let's clean this stuff off. Let's let it dry and then we'll get some nail polish on there. And I will jump back into the video real quick and kind of show you can see the dirt already coming off of there. And this is a brand new knife. This is a brand new knife. So we're gonna test it out. I've seen lots of fun home remedies for doing this. I've seen some of the stuff where you can pick up just a little tumbler, vibration tumbler, etc. At like your local tool places. My favorite, Harbor Freight as well. But we want to get this totally done up, totally protected. And then I found some rocks out in the garden. I like rocks too, but we put it in there with a little water, all different size rocks, even some really small ones, in lieu of buying some, ceramic media or something. And a little bit of water, a little bit of that dishwashing soap in there as well. And that's what we're gonna use to do about a 5-minute cycle of tumbling it. And I will show it. I will speed it up so you don't have to watch the real thing, the whole thing. But let's go ahead, let's get some nail polish on here, right here for a little protection. And then I'll be right back when it's all dry. Okay, we have our nail polish on here. Hopefully, I've let it dry long enough. Hopefully it won't mess up this beautiful 940 S90V coated blade. We're looking for something like this Battle Wash. We'd love to see something like that. Obviously they have a very well tuned in media and probably lots of practice on it, or medium, but we will go ahead, place this in here. So let's go ahead and crack this open. Ooh, here it goes. Here goes nothing, right? And we're obviously gonna have to sharpen this when we're done. But we will start the process and we'll do a 5-minute clock. And of course, I won't waste all of your time with it, but let's see what the results are in 5 minutes. Okay, I stopped it at about 1.5 minutes just to kind of show you what it's doing to the blade coating. Some good blade coating there. So we're starting to get that wash that we want, kind of that stone wash, Battle Wash look. See if we may have to definitely sharpen this again when we're done. But you can see what it's doing to it. So I think we're gonna get our desired effect. But one thing I did leave out was obviously I need to get a string or something and attach it when I screw the cap on, because it's really hard to get the blade out when you're doing that. All right, so let's run it for the rest of the time and see what we get. Okay, we have the Magic Elixir back. It's turned a little dark in the foam, so I did use some dental floss, so hopefully that is all still attached. We have the beautiful foam there. So let's see what it looks like. This is at 5 minutes of this DIY tumbling. So let's see if we can get a good look at it. We may even have to put it in for a little longer, but let's see what we got. Okay. It's getting there. It's getting there. We got a few of the edges up here you can see are much brighter. So it's wearing off on the edges a little bit. So that's good, that's good. We can see right here where it's starting to hit that edge and this edge a little bit as well. Kind of dulled up the edge, but that's expected. So we're probably gonna run it for a little longer to kind of hammer down through that coating. Let's see where we're at. So, okay. Not too terrible, not too terrible. So maybe we'll run it for a little bit longer, see if we can get a little more of that coating off. And you can see how kind of those edges get a little bit sharper just from the coating being worn off. So, all right, we'll give it another couple minutes and we'll be back. Okay, we're back from all sorts of DIY tumbling here. I can see the outlines. It's made its way pretty well through the coating. The blade is very dull, so we will resharpen that. But I think it did pretty good. Now, this was about 22 minutes worth of hand tumbling. Let's compare it to our Battle Wash. You're going to get a little bit different media. Obviously, they may have used a different type of coating color as well. Doesn't have all the lines outlined, but pretty similar. A little different starting point. So the Battle Wash looks pretty good. I think overall, I understand why somebody may go and get, and I may do it as well because my arms are tired after 22 minutes of tumbling that little bottle with this blade in it, and stopped and check it every about 5-6 minutes or so. But I think it looks pretty good. Gives it a lot more character. Here's a bug out with a similar blade coating stock or from the factory. So you can kind of see the shininess to it. You can kind of see what you're getting out of it and the difference. So I might do that on this bug out blade, but I think for about $75, I can get into one of those vibrating little tumblers and some media from Harbor Freight. So I might check that out. But I want to put this one back together. So let's go ahead. Let's clean these washers. We cleaned out, obviously, the blade. It is very well clean. And I just want to make sure these washers are good. We definitely have to put this back on one of our favorite sharpeners. So we'll do that after we get done with the video, just to get it sharp again. I will fold this up and just run this through the liners here real quick, just because it was a little dirty when we were in there. So I just want to make sure we get all that kind of grime out from the factory, get it out of the way, and of course, put this beautiful blade back in there with our favorite Slick 'em All. If you know, you know. OCD4EDC.com. Check that out for sure. So let's go ahead. Actually, let's loosen up these liner screws if we can a little bit. They actually Loctited them super well. So we'll go ahead and see if we can get this in there without it. But we want to put on some of that awesome Loctite. Now I did use Mrs. Zach's secret stash of acetone. So don't tell her. So, but we got all the polish off, so we're doing good. But overall, I think it's going to be a fun one to kind of carry around, have a little bit custom. And I think if we'll see how the knife budget goes this month. We should be able to go over and pick up all the extra stuff that we want from Harbor Freight. You guys know I like that Harbor Freight action. So we'll go over there, check that out, have a little fun with it. Maybe set up and do another one, maybe on the next bug out, or that bug out with those awesome AWT scales. The Shadow Chrome, I think, would look sick with a good tumbled blade. So let's see what we can do to get this back in. Obviously, we still need to put our thumb studs on as well, but it came out, but we'll go back in. Looks like it's doing good. It's doing good. So as long as we can get that pivot alignment tool in there to give us a hand, I think we'll have some fun with it. You know what I mean? We'll have some fun with it. So let's see here. Let's get it in place like so. We will go ahead and get our pivot ready to go. And we'll match up the flat spot, which is right here, laser marked with Flytanium on it. It does have a little extra Slickable on it, so we'll take that off of there. So you can see that beautiful little pivot tool. These are pretty awesome. There's some pivot alignment tool packages over on OCD's website as well. He makes them as he can get through them. There we go. That went back together beautifully, as you can see. So let's go ahead. Looks like we got a little bit of Loctite gunk on here. So let's go ahead and get our, do we still have it nearby? I hope so. Just want to get a little clean off of that because I don't like the way that looks. So definitely want to get our T10 on board. Get this cleaned up really quick off camera, just so we know it's good. And of course, we'll go back through. We will Loctite everything just to make sure it's good to go. And overall, it's always good to kind of clean out those tracks. And if you can see, look at this, just the tracks I cleaned right here, some nasty stuff on there. So whether it's from the machining process, whether it's from the Loctite they used, either way, you want to get it cleaned out. And like I said, once we get this sharpened up, because I might have to take the blade out to sharpen it. But overall, went back in. It kind of has that cool look, you see? That battle wash look. So let's go ahead. We'll get our Loctite out because we do want to Loctite these thumb studs back in real quick. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the total process. Let me know how this went. In my opinion, I would say if you got the extra time and it's more of a DIY, you got a little plastic container like that, you got some rocks out around the house, you can do it for pretty much nothing. A little dish soap, a little water in there, and get it all taken care of. So now if you do want to spend a little bit of money, if you are going to be doing several blades, I would recommend probably just throwing it in one of those tumblers, and you can buy even the ceramic media there, so that's pretty cool. Now this doesn't want to go in like it should. Let's get it on camera. That might be best. There we go. Now this is where it comes a little tricky because now it's spinning. It doesn't want to give any extra favors. So we'll get our other stubby Weehaw bit driver out, and we will go ahead, and of course they're lined up on the back here. So we'll look for our T6, which should be this one. We'll go ahead and put that cap back on. And just very lightly, you'll give that a little turn on both sides, just to snug it up. And of course, it should be fantastically good to go. And let's see what this is going to do when we flip it out. Look at that. Look at that. So we do have a little extra wear up near the front of the blade, which is kind of a cool look to it. But battle wash wise, I like it. I like it. I dig it. I dig it. So we'll get it sharpened up. Let me know down in the comments a little DIY battle wash, stone wash on a coated blade. I think this, kind of makes it look unique, a little weathered. And that way, if you do get some more scratches on it from using it, it's not going to look all, oh, you got one big scratch on there. No, it's all scratched. It's ready to go. So anyways, hope you're having an awesome day. Make sure to do something kind for someone. Hashtag DSKFS. But most importantly, have an awesome, awesome rest of your day. Take care.